What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to Outside the Clutch. It's time. We're late. We're gonna make up for that. It's gonna be a great show. Gonna be a great time tonight. I'm super excited. We got someone on tonight. Well, we have a couple on tonight. Let me correct myself. That don't usually do podcasts. I think they said they've been on like one other episode. So I didn't get to pop the cherry, but in essence, I'm popping a cherry. We're gonna dive in on the Nobles tonight. I'm pretty excited about it. I've had the pleasure of talking to them multiple times at the NARBC Arlington, um, and they always make you feel like your family, no matter who you are to them or what you do. So I'm very happy to share their passion and what they do with y'all. You guys know that this podcast is meant to show the people behind the brand. I think there's a lot of great people in this industry, and sometimes it's difficult for us to kind of look at who a person is behind just their brand and their animals. So that's what this show's for. And that's what I enjoy doing is I enjoy building that relationship with people and getting to know them. So we're going to jump into it. I appreciate you all. I know I was late. I know, always late. We're going to say hi to some people and we're going to get the show on the road for y'all because you were so patient and so kind to me. Um, let's see here. Let's see. Points Pythons. I'm going to guess that's probably Charlie because I see Gina below. So Charlie's here. Cuddle Time Critters. How you doing? I love that lady. She's so nice. She's always helpful. Cody from Bearded Balls. Man, get at. No, I'm just playing. I love you, Cody. I love spending time with you. We're gonna have to pick on him because he always piggybacks off of these two. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, the laughs! I see the laughs. I love it. Let's see. That's it. Oh, Lindsay, Pico Pythons. What's up? Can't wait to see you next month. Limey, I got Limey on a show. Heck yeah. Awesome. All right. So let's jump into this. As people come in, we'll say our highs. We'll do our thing. This is going to be a very, very fun night. I appreciate everyone that's been watching this. I couldn't do what I do without y'all. We have been able to accumulate. It doesn't sound like much, but $100 for USARK out of super chats from Troy and the other show that I did that from. So I will be donating that at the Arlington show when YouTube finally decides to pay me. Joys of YouTube. Also, for those that have not watched on IG, the first person that comes up to me at the NARBC is going to get 2 free VIP passes. So on my Discord, if you guys haven't joined it, hey, come join our community on Discord. I gave a contest out, and the contest was for 2 VIP passes at this Arlington or Fall Arlington. Well, the people that won decided to pay it forward. So the first people that come up to me at the Arlington NARBC this spring or like next month will receive those 2 free passes. So come hit me up, come get your passes. Let's have a good weekend. Let's hang out, have a good time. Our sponsors, we can't forget our sponsors. We love our sponsors. I'm huge about husbandry. I'm always trying to improve my husbandry. I think we all should be if we care about our animals. And to give the proper husbandry, you need the proper equipment. Here at Outside the Clutch, we're honored to be sponsored by VivTech. Are you ready for innovation? Tired of the same boring product that's been used for 30 years? Ready to give your reptiles and amphibians the UV they really deserve? Then look no farther than VivTech. Their 3-watt LED bulbs provide the UV rays your animals have been missing. With 3 bulbs to fit your pet's climate needs, plus a dimmable feature, it's the only bulbs we use for UV. And it's the only bulb with a 2-year warranty in the industry. Plus now you can monitor all your pet's husbandry from your phone 24/7 with their sensors and even ship your customers' animals in their custom bags. So what are you waiting for? Go to VivTechProducts.com today, use code FCLUTCH0322 for 15% off, and provide your animals the best care they've ever had. And there's a bunch of different substrates out in this community, but we all know there's really only one true substrate. Are you ready for the best coconut substrate in the game? Then you gotta get ReptiChip. First off, it's America's chip because it's veteran owned. Secondly, why wouldn't you want the best cocoa chip for your animals? Go to reptichip.com, use code FeelyChippin for 10% off up to 3 breeder blocks or your entire order of Easy Hatch trays or any Redline Science equipment on the site. Limit 1 coupon per customer. Or reach out to me as a representative in the El Paso area, and don't forget to join the Reptilution, where all profits go to helping those in need within the reptile community. And finally, I did it again. I swear I'm going to get a commercial done for this. Show Me Snakes. Mickey's putting on a crap ton of shows. Hey, check out a show. Check out a freaking Show Me Snake show this year. I'm going to be traveling out to Odessa, potentially some in Tennessee, potentially some in some other states. When we verify that, I'll let you know. Just go check out a local show and let them know if you heard it on Outside the Clutch. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring these two lovely people on, and we're going to get into this and have some fun. Put your hands together. Give a warm, I almost said Feely's Clutch, Outside the Clutch. Welcome to Tom and Lindsay Noble of Noble Reptiles.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Oh, fancy. So I put out, hey, don't be a peasant, join the nobles. And it didn't get the reaction I thought it was going to get. Like, I really thought I was going to get some talk back for that. Not from y'all, but just from the general public. I hope I didn't create any backlash for y'all on it. But I didn't hear anything, so I don't think.
No, neither did I.
I thought it was freaking hilarious.
I enjoyed it.
So let's dive into y'all a little bit. Tell us the history of you two to start out with. Like, what brought you two together, and what kind of brought what Noble Reptiles is into existence. Yeah, existence. That's the word I'm looking for.
It was kind of just happened, I guess. We were in California, and there's a CDHS, which is one of the herp societies out there. We kind of met there. Of course, you were let me. And then, yeah, we kind of met there, and then hung out a few times in one of the pet stores. And then, what? Just kind of, you were more into the reptiles than I was at first.
Yeah. Lindsay only had a corn snake, and I was already diving into. I had my first ball python, a normal male that I bought from Petco for like way too much money, but I still got him to this day. And then, I had a pair of sand boas, and
then I had boas.
Yeah.
And then tarantulas.
Yeah, a lot of tarantulas back then.
So you were more an invertebrate keeper than a snake.
Yeah, I was that, and then I had boas and corn snakes and some milk snakes, and
I feel like back then we had a little bit of everything, and
there wasn't really so much this that there is now. It's just kind of random animals in the house.
Well, it's still kind of to that. Well, I'm not going to say they're random now. Like, I'm sure there's very much so a thought process behind it, living on a ranch and having the animals that you do. But
yeah, that's just kind of.
There's still just a bunch of random animals.
The reptiles are not as random anymore. I do still have the first gopher snake that I caught walking on the sidewalk in California, but yeah, and then we moved out here and started getting more ball pythons, and we found our couple mentors and stuff. And
yeah, I doubt many people, new people won't know them, but Dan and Claudia Bolin from My Ball Python, amazing people. And when they stepped out, we kind of took over the majority of their collection. But they really hammered into us, recessives and hypo. And so that's where, all of our stock comes from really old hypo.
Nice. So did you focus strictly because there's so many lines of hypo?
So our
So many.
Orange Ghost,
Okay.
but most lines are compatible. So
I think they mainly had Orange Ghost, and that's kind of what we got. And then I've added a few other hypo animals, but they've been good quality stuff that complements what we have. And
yeah.
so, I mean, we just kind of, there really wasn't a thought process till maybe like 6 years, 7, 8, I don't know anymore, years ago as to like, maybe we can start breeding ball pythons and see where it takes us. And then that's kind of where it started.
Really focused in on them.
And maybe
So
like
let's kind of jump into what you guys do, because this isn't your full-time job. In fact, you technically, I would say,
like 1 of 3
full-time jobs.
Yeah.
So what's the 9 to 5, and then how do you manage another 2 full-time jobs outside of that?
I don't know how we manage, but
A lot of caffeine.
not enough caffeine. We're both in the beer industry. I've been in the beer industry 14 years now.
Okay.
So, and then you've been in for 12.
Yeah, Lindsay got me into the beer industry. I didn't know what I was gonna do.
So,
but
yeah, so beer sales during the day, and then come home and manage the chaos that is the livestock, the reptiles, the pets.
Yep.
So I get like 7
Y'all are
hours
brave.
a night.
Yeah, y'all are brave. I don't know how you do it. Like, and we've talked about it a little bit. Like, I've shown you pictures of the ranch when I worked at the ranch, and we've talked cows.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it with cattle and chickens, and what else do you have over there?
So I've got my 2 horses and a donkey. 2 years ago, I was convinced to get a Mustang from my friend, and we both went and, well, she was mainly looking, and then I picked out a pretty one and brought her home 2 years ago. So I trained her up. We brought home more horses last year. And then we have 4 steers that
medium rare, brisket, and
Wellington and ribeye.
Yep.
And then we started building the new chicken coop, and I have 48 chickens coming in May.
So you are literally, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait. Did you just say 48 chickens?
I did.
So you're a crazy horse lady.
Mm-hmm.
You're a crazy snake lady.
Yep.
No, go watch out there, honey.
It's just.
Sorry, little kid just interrupted. Crazy horse lady, crazy dad life, crazy snake lady, and then now crazy chicken lady.
Yeah.
That's you're gonna create a name for yourself, Lindsay.
And then yeah.
You're not crazy. I don't think you're crazy.
Oh,
I think
no,
it's great.
I am. It's fine. I am.
That's a lot. Like,
yeah.
That's a lot to take.
I want to do meat chickens eventually. We want to add ducks.
The goal with the farm is try to be as self-sufficient as we can. So
I can understand that. I like that.
Yeah. I can't garden though, so I keep thinking I want to do a garden.
So Tom has the green thumb.
I'll just go trade with Courtney up the street with Jason and Courtney.
There we go. Yeah.
Because she can garden, and I'll just trade. Because I can't. I tried like 2-3 years ago, and they all died.
So what made you, like, obviously you have an overall goal to be self-sufficient, but what's really pushed you to jump into so many different animals, and at the level that you do, because you don't jump into any animal small, it seems.
That's how we do everything. We go all in, and so we're either gonna do it and succeed, or we're gonna try our best and fail. But we always go give it 100%.
Mine is just a lack of not being able to buy stuff.
So
Not being able to.
Yeah, just I like to keep busy, so I keep busy. And yeah, I enjoy it. So
my idea of a vacation is like going and chilling on the beach. Lindsay wants to be hiking and staying busy, but it works.
That's good. As long as it works for y'all, that's all that matters. I'm actually sweating thinking about all the work just to do that coop right now.
Yeah, we need to finish that next weekend, and then work on redoing the rodent barn.
That's a big project
in February. So
I didn't even touch into that. Like, you guys do rodents, you do, like, you literally have a hand in all things animal right now, which is freaking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have enough space right now. That's why the chickens have to get moved out of the rodent barn, so I can have more rodents and have more work, because it just works that way, right? So it'll add like.
Do you think that point's coming where it's like, hey, I need to take on a helper or a mentee or something?
If I lived near anyone, if we lived near anyone that I knew was in the reptile hobby, possibly, but we pretty much live in the middle of nowhere. Like, as far as anyone around us, I don't think there's.
I mean, the only person that's close to us is Jason.
Yeah.
Amos, and I don't think he's mentoring us. We're not going to be mentoring him.
I'll be up there cleaning his cages before he'd be down here needing to do anything here. So.
Right. Okay. Well, let's kind of jump into it. You brought up one of your mentors when you came in, and like what really gave you the passion for hypo and gave you the known alias as the hypo queen. What other mentors are like? What kind of process did you go through when you were really searching for a mentor when you first came?
I don't even remember how we met Dan and Claudia. It was just kind of.
So I met him on a Facebook group when we first moved from California to Arkansas, and we bought a couple animals from them and bought some racking, and they took us under their wing, and just they were amazing people. I can't speak highly enough about them. Love them a lot.
Yeah, because we even got our first freedom breeder cage or rack from them when they got out of the hobby. But yeah, it kind of just happened. We never asked them to or anything, and we'd go down there every few months and hang out, help clean cages and eat lunch, and
they'd always supply
and garlic bread.
Yeah, we'd bring the beer.
So yeah, we did trade some snakes for beer one time.
Nice.
We did, and then. Yeah, we met them, and then our other kind of friend, mentor, now he's just kind of our friend, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
He helped us out. So, but yeah, no.
Do you remember what that snake was? I can't pass that up. Like, I need to know what type of snake, or like what snake did you get for beer, and what was the beer?
It was.
The beer. I think it was a pastel hypo.
I don't remember with Dan and Claudia. I know I traded for a albino berm once. Bunch of beer.
I think.
Which is appropriate, the giant snake for beer.
I want to say it was a pastel hypo from Dan and Claudia we traded.
A pog. It could have been.
I don't remember, to be honest. Or we might have just brought it to them because I wanted it out of the garage. I can't remember now. So. But yeah, we still have a bunch of snakes that they gave us when they got out of the hobby and stuff. And they're still here and doing their thing. And that's where a lot of our calico hypo stuff comes from, is the male they had originally.
Yeah,
So
just amazing, quality. Everybody always says, quality in, quality out, and it's so true.
What do you think is one of the best lessons that you learned from them? Because everyone has a certain way of like
Stay focused.
learning. Stay focused.
Yeah, that Dan always preached. Got to stay focused. And
it's hard to do sometimes.
it helped dial in because we had carpet pythons and but a lot of boas. We downsized on all of our boas pretty much. Except for the sand boas. Those are the only two that we have left.
So you guys are predominantly just ball pythons.
Now, yeah. I mean, we had the boas up till like 2 years ago, and it just got to the point where it became a chore almost to have to clean them. Like, I loved them and everything, but it was like I'd finish cleaning all the ball pythons. So, like, I don't want to mess with an 8-foot snake that's, trying to eat my face because it smells like rodents in the room.
Not only that, but like, we kept 6 snakes because they were all in big, bow files. Where now I have a full freedom reader rack in that spot.
Okay.
So I definitely took some stress off, like work wise, I guess, for me, just not having that anymore. So now we just have the gopher snake, a Burmese, and that's about the only pet snakes we have anymore. So
it's my normal male.
Yeah.
I very much feel that. Do you think sometimes it's good to, like, I understand the best thing that they taught you was to stay focused, and very much so stay focused on one species. You think it's good sometimes to kind of have like maybe a second just in case?
I think
this is one of the things I talked about with with Philippek, was like sometimes when ball pythons kind of go down or something's going on, right? Or he's getting bored because maybe the females that he was growing up didn't take that year, right? So that new push didn't happen. So he has another thing to like drive his interest for the rest of the year.
That's right.
Let's get more ball pythons. But I mean, we've tried them all, and it's just I've never really stuck because I don't think I've ever really been interested in much more than the genetics of ball pythons and stuff. So for me, it's easier just to have all the ball pythons and then the tarantulas. So, because I still keep some. I mean, I wanted to get back into breeding tarantulas, but that just didn't happen again because I just don't have the time, and I'll admit that.
Well, how you do that?
They changed all the names on me too from when I first got into 15 years ago. And new scientific names. I don't like it. I'm like, no, it's not. Back in my day.
Man.
Yeah, I only have 2. I had 3. Something about the tropical ones I just do not do well with, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how much I spray them, they just dry out here.
Yeah, I did buy Jello today for those.
Yep. She handed me the receipt for it.
So it's you guys that always get us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I know where it comes from.
Hey, they do well in the auctions, so I'll keep making them. So I did buy Jello today to make those, and I did buy berry again. So
was that the big flavor?
The Skittles berry.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's? I guess you don't have to do the scientifics. Like, I only know one, and I'll butcher the name of the species that I keep, but it's so slow growing.
The
Arizona blondes.
Okay. Yeah.
Alpha Nopelma chalcodes, or
yeah.
I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we just keep. I mean, as far as like keeping focus, is kind of don't spread ourselves too thin as far as like what recessive projects we're working on, which didn't help because I have more than I
We went into last year like, all right, we're good with our recessives. We're just gonna throw hypo into pied, hypo into our desert ghost stuff. We've got our lavender stuff, and then hypo into clown, and then even mixing that hypo with a VIP exanthic.
And then I traded for a candy pie.
Yeah, and I brought in the black exanthic.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many recessives are you guys working versus like total collection size?
I think it's like 8.
8 recessive.
Yeah.
And then total.
Lavender hypo.
Right.
Black exanthic.
DG.
Candy, DG. I feel like there's
clown.
Yeah, 8.
Oh,
so I think we're at like 200 in the personal collection.
Okay.
That doesn't count everything like in the sales racks and stuff. So
that's not.
Yeah.
Not too bad. That's like a rack per recessive, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, some of the projects aren't as big as other projects. Like the black exanthic stuff, there's 4 animals, I think, for that one. And then Candy, it's just the one because I traded for it. So she was pretty and I wanted her and I was told no. And
she is pretty.
He did not want Candy and I wanted her, so I got Candy.
That's usually how it works. The lady says she wants something and she gets what.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's why I have tarantulas in my house.
Yeah.
And probably why I'm gonna have mantises.
Oh, yeah.
Those are so cool, but their lifespan is so short. That's the only reason I've never pulled a trigger on a mantis.
I told her, so she really wants the orchids, and I think they're gorgeous. I was like, we're gonna buy them in a group, and we're gonna separate them, and we're gonna figure this out. And I'm gonna let you like just keep cultivating your own orchid mantises.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And that's how it's gonna work for you. And once they die out, they die out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The only mantids I have here are just the wild ones that we find on the farm and stuff. So,
are they at least green, or do you have like down here in Texas?
There's some brown ones and some green ones, and
we get them both. I think they change color. I'm pretty sure it's the same species.
I don't know. I just know at the ranch, I've never seen a green one. All the ones I found were like almost the same color as the dried hay growing in the field.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That's probably why, camouflage.
They're eating the hay and the bugs that are eating that. So maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about invertebrates.
Yeah.
Understand.
I mean, we've bred them in the past, and that's been about it with them now. So I tried to breed them again here recently, but you can't find. It's not like it used to be where you could trade males across, the country and stuff, and everybody would trade and split clutch, split sacks, and nobody really does that anymore, which I understand. So, but
how big did you guys start out? Because you said you're at 200 for the collection.
Yeah.
Or 200 breeders.
That's the breeders and the grow up. I think breeder-wise, I've got like 70, 80 females.
Or then like 20 males. So then the rest of that number is
for 65 in that rack.
So a couple that we bought and then all the holdbacks over the years.
What's the amount of clutches that y'all are pushing out right now?
I think last year was 20. The year before that was 40.
Yeah.
And that with everything else was about pushing it. We're trying for 53 this year. I don't know, 53, 60, something like that. I'm not sure.
So you're breeding like between 53 and 60 and hoping for that, or like you see growth those
are the females we have this year. It kind of depends. We've got about 10 that may or may not go. They're right there on that. first time, so we'll see.
Okay.
But that's why I need to get the rodent barn done.
Yeah.
Because the one gal I get rodents from, she's up in
Guys, you know, definitely, 40.
Yeah.
Like to keep it at that, so it's manageable. It's got to stay fun, because if it's not fun and it becomes work, then what's the point?
So with that concept, do you think this is ever going to be a full time, or is this just strictly going to stay hobby business?
I would love for this to be, at least full time for Lindsay.
We'll see where this year goes.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I mean, we are working towards it, and then last year was a little rough, just for some reasons, but we're trying this year.
What do you contribute that change over last year versus, or the year before versus last year, from the 40 to the 20?
We didn't have, typically we start breeding, October 31st, Halloween.
Okay.
And the weather really wasn't right. We didn't have the same storms that we've had previous years.
Just girls didn't want to go, and I'm not sure what happened last year. I think we had such a big year the year before because we took the year before kind of off.
Yeah.
Right.
We kind of restarted, I guess, in 2020.
When COVID first hit, it was like, for us, it was great because we got to do so many projects, and we actually built our new facility those first 6 weeks. So that first year of COVID was our biggest year ever. Yeah. Paid vacation.
Yeah, because we could sell beer or anything. I mean, my route was basically shut down, being just restaurants. So I was on the farm, for like 8 months straight, basically. So we just kind of worked in here, and I think we didn't even breed that many clutches that year. So I think that was why 2021 was a bigger year. I can't math right now, so.
We should have set the camera up where Chuchi's, our berm. He's being super active right now. Let people watch it.
He wants food.
So where do you think you would have to be then, Lindsay, for you to, like he says, the goal is to allow you to play with your animals all day and work from home. Where do you think that sweet spot is going to be?
40 to 50 clutches. We're finally to a point where I think we're going to start making the stuff that I need to make to get to that point.
Nice.
So once this rack behind me grows up, then I'll be like 50 or 60, I think. So should keep me plenty busy.
So when we all start out, right, we all have kind of our struggles, or things that we don't completely understand, or we do understand, but we're a little lazy, or things like that, right? And what was some things coming up for you that, not necessarily a struggle, but like just something that presented the difficulties in the start that you had to learn to overcome?
I think not having the because when we first started, we didn't breed our own rodents. We had to go pick them up, and we fed a lot of thought and picked rats up from other people. So it was never consistent sometimes. I think that was a big thing. I came from like the whole livestock farming kind of background. I did FFA, 4-H, all that stuff in my past. So I kind of knew going into it, animal management, care, which I think helped, but I think not having rodents was probably a big issue, and then not having a goal, because that was like back when fauna was still a thing, and Facebook wasn't really what it is now, and information wasn't really what it was now. So knowing where to go, seeing what everybody was doing,
My first project I ever bought was from Urban Albino.
Yeah.
Just a pair of het, off of kingsnake.com.
Yeah.
So was that like California
Yeah.
time frame or Arkansas?
Yeah.
So California. So not only were you trying to figure out how to source there, but then you decided to move, and then you decided to move again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you had to figure out how to source in each location. And did you start your breeding in Arkansas, right?
Yeah.
So that was our first, when we convert the first house we ever bought, we converted the garage to our breeding facility
8 years ago, I think.
Okay, yeah,
9,
and that was a really nice setup. Not as nice as this one, though.
Yeah.
So we learned a little bit more each time. So I think when we expand the second half, man, it's just going to be the greatest room ever.
Yeah. Fun to classifieds.
What was some of the things that you had to learn? Like, I know my journey in rats, and I'm starting to document it. It has been full of freaking heartbreak.
Yeah, mine is. I'm still learning. It's still. I mean, I didn't realize that the barn we're using is not fully insulated. So, like this summer, I had to move all my rats into my reptile room, which
that made for a fun experience. I'm sure.
We had such a crazy heat wave. We lost like half of our colony. It was brutal.
It was either move them into the reptile room or they were all going to die. Because it was like 116. It was just hot in there no matter what I did. So we moved them in here. I couldn't open tubs without a hook, as much as that's going to sound like I'm a pansy. I'm not. I don't mind being bit. But I've got some girls in here that will come out of the tubs even if you don't have feeders. So it was just not fun in here for like the month cleaning cages and taking care of everything. So yeah, I have hooks to open my ball python cages because there's a couple that are not fun to deal with.
Your blackheads like to eat.
Maddie.
Yeah.
Maddie.
She's a big girl.
She's this big.
You guys are located in a portion of Oklahoma where it's still Tornado Alley, right? Or are you just outside of it?
We've had warnings
around us,
and yeah, kind of where we're at. I'm really not too concerned with it.
I think they said the last time there was a tornado in our area was like 110 years ago.
Okay.
So
there's just some weird thing. There's a weird
there's just enough mountains
around your area that they just kind of skirt by. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, the building we're in for the reptiles is inside another building. So
when we bought the farm, it came with a 30 by 40 shop, and we bought the farm with the plan of turning this shop into.
It's a really bad decision now that I look back at it with the house they're having to deal with.
It's an old farmhouse. Had to learn to do a lot of remodeling. I learned that I don't like remodeling.
Was that even a thought process though? Like when you guys decided to use the barn for the rats, was there like, oh, we need to like do something to structurally set this up so if it does happen, our rats don't go flying off into the.
Oh, if a tornado hits the rodent barn, have fun with that one. I mean, yeah, have fun with that.
If they survive, people are going to have a lot of pretty rats.
Yeah.
I hope that never happens.
Around here at least.
So. That's true.
Yeah. It's not secure, but yeah.
It when you drive by and you see all those really nice sheds, that's what the rodents are in right now.
Okay. So let's kind of jump into that. So we've talked a little bit, like you do maternity and you do colony, or you've done colony.
Yeah.
And you're kind of going back and forth on what you want to do. What's making you decide that, and what are some of the pros and cons that you find?
Maternity is just a lot of work on top of everything else. Like, it works out better because I do have good production in those. It's just making sure I rotate the females, to the right tubs when it's ready, and keeping everyone on schedules where they're supposed to be and what tubs. And I'll admit I keep a lot of stuff just like in my brain, and I don't write stuff down, and I'm terrible about that. It's the worst, but I don't know. We'll see what I decide to do once we get
the new rodent building.
the building finished out there. So I've been debating doing just larger colonies and see how that goes. Just because I know it's less work, because that's what we used to do at the old house, and it worked fine for us.
Right.
So,
No, I seem to have great production with colony.
yeah.
It's easier for me, but it's all I really know. Like I've never attempted maternity. Like I grew up a bunch of females with the aspiration
Yeah.
of going maternity and just like constantly cycling, and then I was like, I can't do
Yeah. I think the ratio in my colonies, it's like 1.6.
Are you
And
using like the large tubs, or
yeah,
are you using
it
professional breeder racks, or
no, that's in some cement tubs I had made because I had too many rats and I needed a rack, and that was one of our friends made for us, was with the cement tubs. And I mean, they keep pretty clean, so I mean I clean once a week anyway, but
right?
and then the big cement tubs, that's what I do the maternity females in. And so I don't know, I'm still kind of figuring what I want to do with the rats, and I make enough right now to feed like every other week, at least the babies and some of the stuff that needs live. The rest all eat thawed, so that's kind of kept my sanity for right now.
A little bit.
So
I get that. I know it's always something that we struggle with, right? Especially in this area, it seems like everyone in the area kind of goes back and forth, and we all resupply each other to save each other from not having rats.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, just agreeing with you. Well, when we first moved down here, there was oh my God, I'm forgetting his name, but he grew up a ton of females for us, and
yeah, I drove to
really
Little Rock and picked up all the starting rats I had, and now I think I've been picking them up from Chris.
We just saw him at the show last weekend.
Oh yeah, Chris. I don't remember his last name.
Yeah,
he was in Oklahoma City.
Really awesome guy that kind of came through and saved the day.
Nice.
I would be lying if I told you that I count litter sizes, because I don't. I'm not that organized. One day.
Don't. Man.
One day.
See, this is news to me too, because you guys are saying like a 1.6. Oh my God, why my brain blanked. Melinda, cuddle time. I'm gonna mess this up. I'm sorry. Cuddle time. She said she does a 1 to 10.
Okay.
But
nice.
I've like ASFs, I do a very large colony.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean my ASFs, I've got them in the SP5 tubs, and I've got like 1.4 in those, and they love being crowded in those little tubs. I'm like, okay.
That's weird.
So, but the rats, it's like, it's not the massive.
Get the name right. I don't feel bad.
It's not the massive cement tubs I have. It's like that next size down. So I've got like 1.7 in those, 1.6, 1.7. I'd have to count.
That's insane to me. So I get like the what is it, the smalls that you usually see stacked at Lowe's.
Yeah.
And I usually do a 1 to 3, maybe a 1 to 4, and then I have a few males that they require a 1 to 5. Like they won't breed unless they have 5 females.
Okay.
But, like the others, some of them, if I try to put a 1 to 4 to them, they won't breed at all. But as soon as they go down to 1 to 3, they breed fine, and it's
I mean,
oh, that's weird.
Yeah, the big cement tubs, I think I've got like 15 females in them and like 2 males.
Okay.
So just because
So you run it kind of like an ASF colony.
Yeah, and those are the ones I pull for the maternity tubs, and I mean I've got litters pretty often with that one, which is nice. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I don't know.
I don't blame you.
Oh, you got a couple more months until the rodent shop's done.
Be done like in March.
Yeah. 2 months.
Yeah. So it has to be done soon.
So let's jump into your projects. Like obviously we know HYPO's a huge focus of everything noble.
It's the backbone of our collection.
But what else like really drives you? Like
So I'm doing a lot of HYPO clown stuff this year.
Okay.
A lot of calico double het. Can't talk. A lot of calico double het stuff is what I'm trying for. Is what I'm trying for this year. It's been a long day. Okay, of napping on the couch.
Yeah. So a lot of double recessives. DG Xanthic. That's man. We've been trying to hit that one for 4 years, and we're seeing everybody else pop it up, and we haven't hit it yet. So this is the year we're gonna hit it.
We finally have a pastel Xanthic het DG mount here we're using. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
You can't say stuff like that. You can't put juju like that out, Tom.
right.
I mean,
I'm putting out 2 clutches for one double project and one for the other, and I need to see it. Like I just need to see what the pets prove, and I'll be happy. But
right.
I need to see it.
So it's a lot of double het hypo clowns. I'm trying for stranger hypo clowns this year. Yeah, the stranger hypo stuff. Stranger lavenders.
Yeah. What was it like to jump into stuff like that? Like those new up and coming projects, like
it feels good. And it 100%, like Jason Amos, like I wish that we had the Pastel Stranger. I'd love to show everybody that right now.
It was nice getting help.
Yeah,
those projects.
Like 100%. Like he really
it's very bad
took us under his wing and helped us out a lot.
It's very bad for the wallet to have him living
15 minutes away
up the street.
So we got lucky. He followed us out from California.
Okay.
I think we started talking like 3 years ago when he was asking how the area was and stuff, and I'm like telling him, he's like, well, and they started looking at houses, and he ended up the street. So
yeah,
it's nice.
That's awesome.
Having someone else that's kind of helped redirect some projects that might have been going off the rails a little too much.
Yep.
But
how do you kind of structure yours, if you don't mind me asking? Like everyone has their own way of working a project. So like when you decide that you want to do something and this is the ultimate goal, how do you kind of structure your project to ensure you achieve that?
Jeez.
She's like, I wasn't ready for these questions.
No, I wasn't. That's a good one.
I would say, every time we do a pairing, it's always to add to our collection. So then everything that we sell is all, byproducts and
it's
stuff.
All stuff I would keep. It just maybe not be an animal that I need. I would keep everything if I could.
There's an ongoing joke, and I don't know if people know this.
Yeah,
there is an ongoing joke, at least through the local crowd, that Lindsay keeps everything.
Yeah.
I got good news. There's some holdbacks that we're taking to Arlington. So
I'm proud of you, Tom.
We can't
I would
keep it
them
all
all if I had the room and if I get what I need. So,
Oh,
whatever. If I don't want to keep it, why would I make it?
Exactly.
I mean, if I don't enjoy making what we have, then shut up.
Oh man.
So
okay, so
yeah, but back trying to stay on project.
How would you say it, Lindsay?
We're just gonna derail the whole thing.
Obviously, you're trying to make what you want to make, but say you're trying to hit this double recessive, are we just throwing everything that's het for that double recessive together? Or
No.
like the
No, there's
Um,
4 females now, because we hatched out a black pastel exanthic that spot nose that I'm 100%. She just looks so good. I think she's gonna prove out het DG. And she came from the het to het, and so.
No, I mean, like, as far as project, I'll sit down for 6 months before I start breeding anything and go over which males, which females we have, and specifically pick which projects and what we want to do and what we're looking for in the future.
It'll be like a Thursday night, and she'll send me an email with the Excel file and like, all right, start looking through this.
Yeah.
What do you think? And then a month later, she changes everything.
Or at midnight when I wake up, I changed something because I just had a thought. So
I can feel that. Do you set up for like a backup plan or at least a backup male?
I mean,
when you're trying to work that project, do you keep all your females and then just go out for the male, or how do you bring in the blood that you need?
It depends on the project. Like, some stuff I've made the males. One, like the Hypo Clown project, we bought a male earlier last year for it because I didn't have that male. So we did buy a super NG spot nose pastel Hypo Clown Posset DG for the Hypo Clown project because, yeah, that was an impulse buy, okay? Whatever. Because I don't have enough clowns, but I wanted in that project. So, I mean, I think like
I think you kind of have to be in that project at this point if you're gonna claim Hypo Queen.
Yeah,
like all the big projects in Hypo, you have to have part in.
Yeah,
that nickname was funny. That was from our one mentor, Ryan, and that's because basically every male I own is Hypo.
Okay.
So basically, if I breed my males to anything, they're going to be the babies are going to be het Hypo.
At the minimum.
So, like, I've got blackhead, double het Hypo lavender, and it was for the sole purpose of getting blackhead lavenders.
But now they're het Hypo, and you're
exactly
like this glowing. Snake.
Exactly. So he started giving me shit about that, and then I just kind of rolled with him, like, whatever. Like, I'll roll with it. We're good. I mean, he laughed at me about the lights in here because you walk in this place and it's just extremely bright in the room.
You take off your sunglasses when you first walk into the shop, and then you put them back on when you walk into the reptile room.
I mean, I've got 12 double ballast.
That's why she's so tan right now.
Yeah.
She spends so much time in here.
It's all the LED lights.
Yeah, might as well.
It's like a giant. What are they called? It's a giant tanning bed.
Yeah, it might as well be at this point. So, but yeah, I mean, we've been working towards the Hypo Clown stuff. But I just I bought a clown het Hypo female 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And she kept absorbing clutches. And then finally laid a clutch last year and put me 3 years behind on projects I wanted. But hey, here we are.
That's part of the game with live.
Yeah.
Animals.
Yep.
So I finally have my blackhead Hypo het clown stuff. And I kept everything but 2.
So if you were to say, like, if you hit your pinnacle animal for the year, what would that pinnacle animal be with so many projects?
That's a great question. I mean, it depends on the project.
The Stranger Hypo Clown is probably one.
The Desert Ghost Xanthic, if we hit that this year. Yeah, I'm gonna be a happy camper.
What else I got?
The disco blackhead stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying for some super disco blackheads.
So
No super strangers for a while.
well, the pastel stranger already looks like Justin's supers,
Yeah, but we can't make a super stranger for a while. The girls are still growing up.
right?
And then, oh, what else I got? So super blackhead, super mystic hypo has kind of been a pet project.
What intrigues you about that project? Like, what are
I
you?
just want to see how purple I could get it. So that's what I want. I just
You
wanted.
were a banana fanatic when you first came in, weren't you?
Nope.
No.
I actually,
Everyone
Jason.
that says they like purple, like
Nope.
the first animals that they always talk about is banana.
Nope.
Crazy.
So
Lavenders for me.
okay.
yeah,
Lavenders were the first purple snakes. So I think we had one banana. I don't have any bananas.
I
I don't
love
have a
that,
single banana in the collection right now.
and we've had them in the past, and I love what
I
it
love
does
that
with
bumblebee.
the color, but I don't like the little black spots.
Right.
Oh wait, I do have a banana pie. Never mind, I lied. Forgot about her.
We've got one.
I forgot about her.
I do a little bit, but it's only because this is gonna sound jacked up. I'm letting a secret out right now. No one share this with anyone else in Monarch. I'm using banana and dark combos to take a gauge of what it's gonna look like in Monarch.
That's fair.
That's awesome. That's a good call.
I mean, the only reason I got the banana pie was because I saw Justin's banana blackhead pie,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to make those. It's the only reason I got that female was to make banana blackhead pies.
Well, at least it's a female.
Yeah.
At the worst, at least it's a female, so you know you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I think we traded a blackhead for her, so.
Okay.
But
so let's kind of jump into your shows. Like you run a smaller circuit, but that's based off of everything that you guys do, which I don't even know how you do show circuits in the first.
I literally was talking to a friend the other day, and she's like, "How do you do anything?" I'm like, I really didn't realize it was this big of a list that I did until I typed it out. But
the shows are always, have to take vacation time off from our day job to do them. So they're a vacation, and it's not really working, going out and talking snakes and hanging out. It's kind of almost like a party. So
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
that's actually where we first met. I think it was
Arlington. What?
Arlington in like 18 or 19.
Yeah.
Oh, we probably brought like 20 cases of beer.
I think that was 2021, that first April when they moved the show from February to April. We brought like a 50-quart cooler, that big blue one.
Oh, yeah.
And we had the speakeasy behind our table. Yeah. So, but yeah, we mainly just do like NARBC, Arlington, and then OKC, the Herps over in Shawnee. That's been about the two we've done consistently.
Yeah.
Okay. Is
Every
there
now and then,
is there a want to kind of expand the shows, or
we've talked about it? I just finding someone to come and watch all the animals when we're gone. And
how nerve-wracking is that with like everything that you guys have there? I understand with the reptiles and all that. Like, I'm nervous enough about the reptiles, but knowing like livestock, like cattle, and how they can go and like
become dead stock.
Many people will get this, but like if you have a cow lay down that won't get up, and you're at a show, you literally have to get that cow up that day.
Yeah, we are pretty fortunate, and our neighbor watches everything when we're gone. So if something happens, he's been a lifesaver, helping take care of things. So that does help when we're gone. But yeah, I think eventually we want to start doing a few more. We've talked about, going to the West Coast and doing a show out there once or twice. But it's just kind of hard with the day jobs and stuff right now to
100%.
leave for an extended period of time.
And
So
we were talking
eventually we
before
will do
this,
more.
and you said you visited Tinley. Is that something
Yeah.
that you would like to regularly, like, make that like an annual trip or something like that?
Yeah,
trying.
yeah. Not to vend it, but just to go hang out, and everybody brings their cool stuff that they hide, and they like to show it off at that show, and it's so much fun to just BS with everybody and look at all the amazing projects.
That one, I think we want to go to Daytona one year and hang out.
Yeah, I've never been to Daytona either. So
How important do you think that is? Because you guys obviously, with your reach now, you kind of have a good spread across the country, but to be able to really get face-to-face time and network with people out there and really get to know people, I think a lot
I
of
think it
people
makes
take
all
that.
the difference.
Yeah, they kind of
It's
take it for
really
granted.
nice
So you
to
kind of have California because
Yeah.
people
Right.
knew you. You kind of have Arkansas because people knew you while you were there, and now you have the central U.S. and Oklahoma.
I don't know if a lot of people like knew us in California.
We were green, but
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say when we moved to Arkansas, that's when we got real serious, and we rebranded. At first, we were Noble Exotics, and everybody thought
I
that,
did not like that name.
yeah. So we changed it to Noble
Wrong
Reptiles,
with it?
and
Sounded too strippery to me. I'm like, I can't do this. So I was like, can you just say that name? And then I'm like, no. I'm like, it's Noble Reptiles from here out. So I think we rebranded like in 8 years ago, like when we first started. So.
yeah, in Arkansas when we decided to get serious with it.
But no, it's kind of nice going and meeting people. I'm not sure. I don't really go and sell and stuff at the shows. Tom's normally behind the table, so I'm not really sure most people know me.
What's funny, Lindsay does like all the social media. And then when we go to the show, everybody thinks that they're talking to me when they're talking to her. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's Lindsay.
I've had a few people say that, and then I give them like my Facebook profile to go add me as friends, and they're like, "Oh, sorry." Like, it's fine. I don't really care anymore.
Okay.
So
That's fun. So
Yeah.
let's talk about the shows. Like, what kind of runs through your head going into a show? Like, is it like a cluster of an entire week, or is it like a last minute pack? Do we have like a pre-set up?
no, I've already started
You
packing
just
for like
go, or-
Arlington now. Like,
Yeah.
I've already started getting my list together of what I want.
You're
Make sure
so much
this
better
needs-
than me.
Yeah,
Yeah. Without Lindsay, I don't know how we could do everything that we do, but she plans it out. She's already got, like she said, almost everything pre-packed. So it's literally just, Friday morning, we're taking Friday off from our day job, and we'll just load everything up, all the animals. The previous night, we'll pack the truck up, and then
Daytona.
it's
we
about
do make it.
Crap.
it's on the list, but yeah, we just throw the animals in the morning and take off. So
But yeah, I'm like already
feel that.
packing.
So like last Arlington, I didn't even know I was gonna. Well, I knew I was attending because I don't miss Arlington, but I didn't know I was gonna have a table until like 2 days before the show. So like literally, I set my
wow.
wife up with my kids to go see her mom and that side of the family, and I looked at my friends and I was like, I need you to come over here. I was literally packing snakes at midnight when I was leaving at like 3:00 the next morning, so I could spend some time with my family before we set up on Friday. On Thursday. It was a giant mess. And then I have the same rack setup that you guys have, the acrylic designs or
acrylic displays.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I forgot one of the power cords to one of the lights, and I didn't have a splitter.
That reminds me of
I'm like, There you go. There you go. So I literally, so I put a cord, but the cord that was in there that I thought was the power cord was
Yeah.
the power cord to the TV that I take to the smaller shows to run my YouTube channel.
Mhm.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was running everywhere. And finally I got a splitter from JSA and they saved my butt. Otherwise I wouldn't have had lights on
Yeah.
my animals, but just small things like that. Have you ever had like a show where you didn't sit down weeks ahead of time, like do all the logistics and everything? Like there's just like a oh shit moment, right?
Yeah, Longview, I did not have the same colored lights, like the same light bulbs, because it was a totally different setup back then. My light bulbs were not the same color, and
It drove her insane.
we had to like go to Walmart and buy new lights and everything because I couldn't stand different temperatures. So yeah, but for the most part, I try to keep everything packed and get everything washed a couple weeks beforehand, so I'm not doing it all the night before. Because if I don't get my sleep, it's not fun.
And
I like
then
my sleep.
you also bring a spare friend with you to your shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Our little half dog,
Yeah.
Tyrion, the corgi.
I love that.
Yeah. He gets kidnapped by everybody anymore and just whatever. Everybody just comes over.
How do you kind of plan with that too? Like obviously you're used to always going.
Yeah.
I know when I get at the show, my wife has said it, my friends that have been at the booth with me or like that help me at the booth have said it, and they're like, dude, you zone out. Like I don't it gets bad. Like my wife literally had to remind me to eat. She had to remind me to drink stuff. Like I just don't think about it. I just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how that
You
goes.
kind of take in to like ensure you guys are taking care of each other.
We usually
Dog.
pack like a cooler of waters, and then we have enough friends and stuff to hang out at the table. They go and pick up food. So
Yeah,
and then
we have a great group.
yeah, and then they'll take the dog out with them when they go outside, and everybody who walk, like people we know, they'll come over and be like, "Can we take the dog?" I'm like, "Go for it." I'm like, "Go take him outside. He'll love it." Yes.
I think that's one of the things that we met on was like I was filming a vlog for Arlington, and I don't remember who the corgi was playing with, but the corgi was playing with another one, and I was trying to get all the dogs to come to me. I even asked, I was like, "Is it okay if I film your dogs real quick?" And Lindsay was like, "I don't care." And,
I think that was Jason.
I'm trying to do it. And the corgi is the only one that would come to me. It was the cutest thing. I still have the clip somewhere on my
nice.
It's either on my SD card or saved in my computer or something, but it was just
I mean, we just pack his playpen with us, and then he just sleeps behind the table all day, and he just hangs, and then we'll take him up to the hotel room before we go out for dinner and stuff, and he just lays around, eats his bone, and just chills. So, which surprises me because he doesn't do that here.
So say we hit that point, right, where Noble Reptiles gets to be a full-time thing for you. How big do you want to see it grow? Like where do you think that you would want to take it?
Like we've talked about turning this whole 30 by 40 building into the reptile room once we build other outbuildings for the tractor and hay and everything else.
Right.
So, I mean, we've talked about 100, 140 females. So, I don't know. We're just kind of seeing where it goes at this time. And
yeah.
So you'd want to keep it to where it's kind of manageable between just the two of you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably manage the majority of it. I might have to get some help with the rats because
I would love for Lindsay to be able to just, not have a day job.
We'd probably have a lot of animals at the farm. There would be a lot of animals.
Okay, I heard them egg prices is going up. Lindsay's gonna start.
You know what?
Little packets of eggs.
That was before this is like after I bought all those chickens. Like I literally sat down. I ordered 15, and I didn't even tell Tom I ordered them because we were building the coop. And like a couple days later, I'm like, I bought chickens. And then he started looking, and then it went from 15 to 30.
We don't dip our toes in. We just jump in.
Sometimes
Yeah.
that's the best way. Trial by fire works great for so many people.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see.
that
Why
sounded
not?
a little unsure.
Why not? I think I'm selling like 10 of them though, because my coop's not big enough. So
Is there a specific like type that you were looking for? Like I know
I bought purples and blues and black, and
If they were pretty
If they were
and
pretty, I bought them.
available for May, we've got them coming in.
yeah, I have a thing about like the what are they called? The Rhode Island Reds. I love.
yeah,
That's
I didn't
just
buy
a
any of those.
really pretty bird.
I bought a lot of lavender stuff.
A lot of
Rockers.
speckled stuff.
The gray and black feathers.
Oh, the barred rocks.
Barred rocks.
I didn't buy any of those. I bought
those are
some sapphire
gorgeous.
gems, Easter acres,
But they don't
some
lay.
frizzles.
They don't lay
Uh,
giant eggs. That's why I like the Rhode
Yeah.
Island Reds. They lay
And then, well, the Swedish flower hens lay extra large eggs. So,
I'll have to look into those.
well, I mean, yeah, the roosters, if they're not nice, I'm going to eat them. So, I did buy 2 roosters. If they're not nice, I'm eating them. So,
Oh, my Lord.
Throw them on the Traeger.
I'll smoke them and eat them. I don't care.
You don't need roosters.
They're mean, I'm going to eat them. So, because then I'm going to breed the chickens and I'm going to sell babies.
No, that makes sense.
So, yeah,
Make sure your roosters are super pretty.
they
They
are.
are.
I bought some blue copper Marin's rooster.
So what's some of the things that you would give out? So like say you're taking on a mentee, not just to help you, but some of the advice that you would give to people coming into the industry now, because there's so many changes even from when y'all
Yeah.
came in. Like you really have to,
For
if you want to
thing-
make this a business, set it up as such when you're coming in.
I mean, buy your recessive, like look at what recessives are selling, figure out what's doing well in the market,
Figure
and
out.
get your females first.
Yeah.
I did not do that enough.
Pick the recessive that you're gonna like. You know, Desert Ghost or Clown. You know, whatever. Hypo, obviously.
And then,
And
yeah, get your females, raise them first.
mhm.
Too many people just get, males and females at the same time, and
Look into your laws. Make sure
Yeah.
that you're not breaking any HOA or anything crazy.
yeah, because that will bite you.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah.
And all of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's funny how a simple breeding facility out of a house can
Yeah.
turn a bad light to everyone in the community.
You're right.
Luckily ours ended well, but yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yes.
look into it. Don't make sure you're doing it for the animals and not just for the money. Because I've seen people do that and they just
They never last. When
Yeah.
they start realizing how much work it can be. I thought
Get
I was
your-
gonna make a fortune, and then
a year later they're selling everything off.
snake money goes into snake money.
Get rodents, make sure you have a rodent supplier close by. I've gotten lucky and a lot of my females will eat thawed rats and stuff, so that helps. But make sure you can get rodents. Make sure you're willing to feed your snakes rodents.
Wait, you mean I can't feed them tofu?
I mean,
And I know
you can
people
certainly
like
try.
that. I mean,
I'm a vegetarian. Why can't my snake be a
right?
I can't tell you. I cannot tell you how many times this question came up at freaking what was it? The McKinney show.
Mm.
McKinney down in San Antonio. The Texas Reptile Expo down in San Antonio.
Okay.
I had like 3 or 4 people come up to me and they're like, "I love your snakes. I want to buy one. Can I get them to eat something besides meat?"
Yeah.
Like none of
No.
the carnivores.
Yeah.
They have to eat rodents or something of the sort.
Yeah.
I even told them about the lynx. I was like, you could just keep a freezer
Yeah.
full of lynx for them.
I have never tried those. I probably have some ball pythons that would eat them just because, I mean, you open the tub and,
They'll eat anything.
I mean, they really don't care what they eat. So, but yeah, I mean, make sure you've got your feed figured out first. 'Cause I know a lot of people will get them and then struggle sourcing feeders. If you're not willing to breed your own, make sure you have someone that can supply you. Because then I've known a lot of larger facilities. I think I had someone in North Carolina that was buying frozen from for like a year or two, and then he got out.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Shoot, when we first moved to Arkansas, there was an actual rodent breeding facility in Gravette,
Yeah.
Arkansas.
place was disgusting.
It was horrible to walk into, the
The
smell,
ammonia.
but man, like best prices because they had all like the zoos in the area locked down in contract, and they decided to get out of it, and that was brutal.
Because I think they had like a 30 by 100, like, or 150-foot chicken barn, like an old one, that they just had rodents in. Like, and you would just wait outside because it just smelled so bad.
You had to shower after walking in there.
No,
Yeah.
Um,
HOA, I would highly recommend don't move to one if you're going to keep
Avoid.
snakes. I think most of them don't allow any reptile, like any animal breeding and stuff. So, plus he wants to be told what to do. Not me anymore.
do you think that's one of the things that people take for granted too? You just hear, "Hey, this is an opportunity that I can get my supplies from," not necessarily looking into who they are, how they keep.
Yeah, probably.
So
I
like
mean,
for rodents or even bedding, for example, because we all know how many pet stores end up with like a mite problem or something like
Yeah.
that because of their bedding, and then it spreads to everything. And
Yeah.
then once you buy it, oh, there we go. Got to
yeah.
check the entire collection again.
I mean, we buy all of our bedding at TSC, so it's not like there's any
Right.
reptiles being sold there. So I don't, have that worry. And I mean, I don't usually buy supplies at shows because I don't need them there because I'm usually buying in bulk. But I would definitely, freeze in, or make sure you're buying it from someone that you can trust. So, yeah.
I like it.
Luckily, most of the shows, I think most of the good shows at least make sure that nobody's bringing mites into the venue. It's like Sean was walking around checking everyone's table
That's awesome.
last weekend. So
I think it should very much be that way. I know it's harder on the big shows, but I still think
yeah,
We need to self kind of police ourselves, and
exactly.
that
I mean,
alleviate every issue.
if that's something that you see or you've been seen at a show for, I think it should just automatically
Yeah.
be blackball. But that's just me. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but if you're willing to put other people's collections at risk, that's just
I agree.
Yeah.
not something I'd want to see.
No. I mean, yeah, everybody will get them one time possibly, but that's why you quarantine.
Yeah.
It's easy to
Well,
keep.
let's jump into that because a lot of people, let's say when you're jumping in, right? And I know I did it and I was like, oh, you only need like a 30-day quarantine. Like people say that all the time, but let's talk about a real quarantine. Like a lot of people don't think about it, how it needs to be in like a different room, how it needs to be beyond 90 days for some of
Right.
the things that come in. And I know people that say, well, I had this animal in quarantine for 60 days and I'm getting ready to put it in my collection, but I also just brought this. But it's okay. I'm still going to put this animal that was here for 60 days.
That restarts the quarantine.
Exactly.
I mean, even when I bring something new into here, I'll still switch because I wear, nitrile gloves when I'm cleaning. I'll still switch gloves, cleaning that one tub, at least for a few more weeks or whatever, just because I'm just like that, and I don't care. We'll buy 50 million pink gloves and trade gloves out as often as I need to. I don't care.
We keep our quarantine. We've got a couple racks in our office in the house. So
It's set up if I need to, but
Right.
What would
And-
you say like a typical setup? Like obviously everyone has their own way, and I'm never gonna say that someone's wrong for the way that they do it, but if you're teaching quarantine or the way that you guys run it, how would you run?
I mean, it's basically a, V18, whatever tub I need. We have a FB40s in there and V18s and V35 and paper towel and a water dish, and
I'll always start them on paper. That way you can monitor if any mites or just anything weird. And then keep them in quarantine for like honestly 6 months. Yeah. That sounds crazy, but which and I get it. When we first started, we started everything in I bought my first sperm from a pet store that was closing down, and that's how I learned about mites.
12 years ago.
Yeah. Was that 12 years?
Yeah, actually, it was probably like
a little bit longer. I think 13 or
14. Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Makes me feel old.
You are old. We are old. It's fine. I had someone say I was an OG the other day, and I'm like, I'm not that old. Like, I have been in the hobby for a hot minute.
You think of OGs and you think of, like Nerd and PHP, Aussie, yeah.
PHP.
Hey.
I met him one time. They're gone. I met Brian one time. He was actually at one of CBHS shows. I met him one time. Those are hot. The room is hot. That's a hot water. But yeah, no, I mean,
it doesn't look like he left a good impression with you.
No, I mean,
I can't say anything bad about anybody. He was.
This was like 14 years ago.
Yeah, we were just getting started, so I didn't get to meet him.
Yeah, you were moving to California. To Arkansas.
Yeah, I was already driving to Arkansas.
I think it's a lot of people don't, and now that you've vended for a number of years, you kind of see it too. Like whether you're vending or even if you're just, you see it with Miguel at all the shows that he still attends now. Like there's so much energy put out to people that have like that almost that celebrity persona to them in the industry.
Sure.
Like I know people that have that, or like even Miguel, like he's a great example. There's days where he doesn't wake up until a couple hours after the show starts because the night before everyone was just all over him, and you're emotionally drained.
Oh yeah,
starting day, like it's insane.
Yeah.
So I can feel it, and like Brian has a lot of energy, but there's so much that happens at this. So it's like you guys work really well together because it's not a huge setup, but it's a good size setup, and you can both work an area at the same time. Whereas some people have like these end cap. I don't know how the people with the end caps do it. Like how you cover 4 tables with just a couple of people is insane to me.
I agree.
I mean, I can't say I'm at the table very often. I'm usually running around. I leave you on your own, but
holding babies.
No, taking the dog out to walk and talking to people and just hanging out, and
it's always fun though. It's not work. That's the thing. That's the secret. My happy time.
It's your break. It's your break from beer sales.
Yeah.
If you had an overall goal for 2023, what would you guys say that overall goal is as far as like noble reptiles?
I haven't really made one yet. I'm just kind of I did last year and it didn't really work out very well. So this year I'm just kind of rolling with it and seeing where it goes. And
I would say, redoing the rodent shop, that's a big project for the year, have that insulated, and then come summertime when we hit some crazy heat, not losing any animals, and then just making some really cool animals that we get to show off. That's gonna be a successful year for me.
Okay. That's one of the hardest things. Like that almost crushed me and my wife at the beginning. So like very first clutch ever, very first snake I cut out, like the first egg I cut was underdeveloped snake with just massive kinks everywhere. Like
Yeah.
heart was out. It had like super bad shark jaw. Like the bottom jaw was only halfway there. This was the very first one. I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, this entire clutch is about to be just absolutely demolished.
Yeah.
Luckily, the rest of them came out fine. And I
Good.
don't know how it happened because that was the center egg I grabbed from the center.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Meant to be.
I mean, we've had,
To this day, it's been
Yeah.
3 years now, and I couldn't tell you.
I mean, we've had a few here and there that come out, you know, kinked and messed up and stuff. And I mean, I usually take care of it. And if they're not kinked enough where they can go off to a pet home, I mean, we try for that. But,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, working with livestock and stuff, I think I kind of,
It
Yeah.
it breaks the mentality.
yeah, it kind of, I think, has helped kind of compartmentalize like what needs to be done versus, you know.
I unfortunately understand more about how to give a cow a C-section than I ever wanted to know.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We haven't had to do that.
I pray that you never do. It's not.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I've lost 3 knives that way.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. The fun things we learn with livestock.
Right.
Definitely, I mean, helps, you know, helps in some of the things. So,
I think it's something that's missing from today. Like I really do think I think the majority of people need to do one of two things. They either need to serve some time in the military or they need to learn about the cowboy life. So we can
Yeah.
toughen some skin up because it's definitely a different way than what we grew up in. Unfortunately, but that's part of life.
Yeah.
So outside of Arlington, and obviously promote yourself for Arlington if you know where you're going to be and all that good stuff. I'm
We'll
super
be in, I think it's spot 814. It's where we've been for the last.
Just look for Justin Kobla.
Just look for Canova.
Canova, yeah, now. And we're you know, if you're looking at his table, you turn,
We're right behind
you're
you,
right
How do
here.
the aisles get? Do you know how the aisles are numbered?
I have no idea.
I don't.
Because if I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to be placed then, because I know I'm 1019, and I know the last time I was there, I was placed in the very back corner, but I don't know what the table numbers were.
Yeah, ours was 814, and we've been there the last 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
Last
So
5.
I think I'm going to be in the very back corner again because I think it's 10 rows across.
Yeah. I have no idea. I just know we'll be there.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, we're in the same spot. And
That's all I care about.
Yeah, all I care is we get the same spot, and I think Beard Balls and Jason Amos are going to be joining us in that little corner. So.
Yep.
Can't believe you're letting Cody just like.
I know, right?
We love Cody. Cody,
unfortunately.
Neil and Megan.
He doesn't say hi anymore, but.
Yeah.
So, do you have any other upcoming shows outside of Arlington that you guys are pushing for that you would like to promote out? Or...
I think we're doing Herps OKC in July.
Okay, awesome.
And then, yeah, other than that, that's about all we're.
It depends how big the year is. You know, obviously, if we crush it and get every female lays, we're going to do more shows.
Yeah, right.
Are you pushing more towards like the bigger shows, or are you pushing more like based off of what you hatch and what you don't keep since
Yeah.
everything?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to throw it in there one more time.
It's fine.
Are you pushing most of your sales through Morph Market or?
Yeah, Morph Market's kind of
Morph Market's a great asset.
So It was a gnat. It flew in my face. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I remember when Wharf Market started.
Very responsive.
Yeah, I remember when they. Yeah, there's my founder's badge from when they started. So, but yeah, I mean, we kind of just have. I need to update everything after we came back from the show.
How do you? I need to. I'm going to sidebar this afterwards.
Okay.
I need to talk to you guys about some stuff because I'm still trying to figure out how to work all of that. I talked to John. Like
I'm
I
still trying to
literally had
figure
an
it out.
episode with John.
Yeah.
And I still can't figure out how to like set my collection versus everything else.
Yeah, no, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. I just do the best I can. And that's for the most part, getting the majority of the animals for sale up. I really didn't do a great job towards the end of the year last year, but
do you try to drive them to Morph Market, or do you try to drive them like to
I think Morph Market
website? Or
so our website is very basic. It kind of just lists what shows we're doing.
It links you to
and then it'll link you back to our Morph Market.
Some Morph Market and Facebook, pretty much. I'm horrible about updating it. I think we update it once a year for really
what shows we're gonna do, and
maybe throw a couple new pictures up, and
that's about our website.
I'm supposed to be managing, that a lot better, but I don't.
Shame, sir.
Right.
It falls through the cracks.
So if they're trying to pry all these holdbacks out of Lindsay's grasp, or they're excited to meet you at a show, or they just want to get to know you more than what we presented tonight, how do we get a hold of you?
Instagram, you can message me on there. I mean, I have somehow turned notifications off on Instagram, and I'm trying to figure out how to turn them back on for when I get messages. I can't figure it out. I don't know what I did. It's something with my settings. And then, or Facebook. I'm usually, pretty responsive on there, but.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
Oh shit. So, but yeah, Instagram, we try to keep it updated. Try to post kind of regularly. Sometimes I'll go like a few days and just forget that I haven't posted on there because it's just been so busy. But I try.
That's life, man. That's
try. Yeah. He'll be like, "Oh, it's Friday now. I forgot to post." So
I made a goal this year on Instagram, and I'm really going to try to push it. I'm being ambitious, and I'm trying to double both my Instagram and my YouTube in the same year, and that requires a massive uptick of posts. So
yeah,
in doing so, I'm just going to bug you guys, and I'm going to be like, "Hey, you forgot to post today if I don't see anything."
That's fine. I need it once in a while. I mean, we're trying to get to 5,000 on Instagram this year. So we'll see.
You'll get there.
We'll see.
You got to be willing to let some snakes go. Okay, I'm done with it.
No.
We'll see what we hatch out.
No. I'm going to keep more just for you now. How's that sound?
That's not hurting me.
I'm going to keep back more just for those comments.
You're just hurting everybody else that wants in the hypo game.
I will buy more caging. So I'll buy more and keep more.
I very much so appreciate you all for coming on tonight, letting us get to know you more.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was fun talking with you.
Absolutely. I look forward to hearing, what is it, 2 weeks away now? 2 weeks?
2.5, I think. This weekend, next weekend, weekend after. It's like 2 weekends and 3 weeks.
What is it? February
10th.
February 10th through 12th. Also, it'll be my wife's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
So I'm going in. I don't have a lot of snakes for sale,
Yeah.
but I'll be doing a lot of podcasting. So
Nice.
hopefully the setup's only like a half hour or so, and then I'm gonna take some mama time, so I
Yeah.
actually have a weekend. And I don't get like
In trouble?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way of saying. Or just not show up at NARBC ever again because I'm not here.
Yeah.
But make sure you guys go give Tom and Lindsay a bunch of love if you're going to NARBC Arlington. And like I said, make sure you come over if you haven't gotten VIP tickets. First one to show up, which will probably be a Saturday versus a Friday, because I think you have to have VIP to get in on Friday.
You do.
So first people Saturday that say, hey, we're here for VIP is getting the tickets. So
Nice.
Nice.
make sure you come say hi. Appreciate
Cool.
y'all. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
Give Tom and Lindsay some love, and we'll see y'all soon.
We'll see you at the show. Bye bye.